Hi everyone, this is Tier Vera. Upon the request of some of our viewers to see more Chinese leaders other than Wu Zetian in pro play, this CivFR game between Xi's barriers, whom we will call the barriers from now on, and Arcanes will feature Yongle. So let's see how he performs. This game is played on patch 6.3 and the map is 7 seas. Arcane's bans are Genghis Khan, Norway Varangian, Trojan, Suleiman the Lawgiver, and Gilgamesh. Barriers banned are Norway Hardrada, Ethiopia, Mapuche, Gitarja, Kublai Mongolia, Eleanor England, and Theodora. Now for the picks. Arcane select Spain, Scythia, Hungary, and Aztec. Barriers select Black Queen Medici, Coupe, Babylon, and Yongle. Moving on to the game map. In terms of the spawn, barriers seem to have an advantage. Hungary is isolated with France, a tough matchup, and could be easily FK'd. An early safety settle may be the play here. The distance between Mari and Scythia will keep him safe for the early ages, with perhaps some griefer squads sent by Scythia. The biggest spotlight of this game is still the simming matchups. Babylon and Yongle will be simming against each other around this one-tile choke. Who sims the better will be the game decider here. There are two massive seas here in the middle of the map, and Spain could easily dominate both of them with a canal city on the banana. Spain, Babylon, and Yongle are all spawned near crucial choke points. The fight around this one-tile banana will persist throughout the game. Hungary chose to settle in place, prioritizing the high base yields over a good pro of the Danube, as this spawn only uses one tile. Scythia spawns close to a no-desert delicate arches, and coupled with the volcanoes on the side, this seems very much like a god spawn. Montezuma is spawned on a peninsula in the middle of the map. There are some high-yield tiles up north near the Krakatoa, potential naval trade routes to both Scythia and Spain, and with no city-states around, spamming cities seems like the play here. Mari and Scythia are separated by scattered mountains. Coupled with a lack of improvements to pillage in Mari's land, early griefing actions won't yield much. On turn 11, for some unexplainable reason, Scythia sends her settler south despite seeing the wonder tiles up north. Only remotely plausible thing that could be explained is that this may be saving some era score for the classical age, but it doesn't seem to be worthwhile. Catherine spawns across the sea from Coupe and is on the same coast as Hammurabi, giving some very valuable early naval trade route opportunities, perhaps giving his team a gold lead. Scythia goes with the campus opener, sending the second settler southwest to gain higher adjacencies. France is going with a campus opening as well. The abundance of camps and plantations could lead to an early Temple of Artemis. Yongle goes with a commercial hub opening, with Beijing running early Lijia projects to quickly rise the population. Montezuma opens with an early Atmananki and Lady of the Reeds and Marshes. Volcanoes up north and down south have created very fertile land for future settles. Hungary goes for a 4-city with encampment opener, playing very safe in his isolated location. And Spain opened with harbors and have prioritized some freshwater settles in the south, but this will lack an intercontinental trade route for him and could mean the lack of gold within the team. Being the only civ going with a commercial opening, Yongle is in a good position to grab the early great merchants to benefit from the extra trade routes and the gold. Catherine chose this God of the Forge as her pantheon, placing a discounted campus after a very early discounted encampment after very early campuses, a very standard build. It is a rare game with no science and industrial city-states, with a vast majority being cultural, commercial, or religious, and 2 being militaristic. Hungary's third settler went a very long way, but settled in a place that is neither easily defensible nor profits from his abilities. A very perplexing decision. Aztec have sent his third settler up north, benefiting from the massive yields of Krakatoa and coupling with some era score to reach the Golden Age. Babylon goes with city patron goddess and early harbor openings, perhaps preparing for some caravel actions later on, but Spain has yet to settle the crucial connection city. Turn 29, Babylon settles Ashuna to block off the canal settle. With this easily defensible land city majority on the western sea, it is difficult to see Spain make any naval pushes or land pushes. Scythia chooses initiation rites as her pantheon and has placed 1 Korgon for the era score. The 4th city has still not settled near the Wonder, and she has not started projecting for the first great scientist yet, which is Hypatia, highly valuable. This game rolls into the classical era. Everyone goes for the standard paintbrush and voice with no religious civs around. Scythia finally places down her encampments and assigns Magnus to chop out a general. Meanwhile, Maury has already used some early galleys to take La Venta for himself. Going with an ancestral hall settler span, Maury's unimproved forests have started to look very juicy, having the highest food and production in the game, almost double of Yongle. Yongle has settled Guangzhou on the same coast as Aztec's Krakatoa city, putting himself in a 1v2 on the eastern sea against Spain and Aztec. On turn 33, Hungary has got classical generals. With no encampments on Babylon's side, he might be able to do some damage with a quick black army attack. Spain has placed the holy side to get a religion and potentially help with a conquistador attack coming up towards the north. As expected, Yongle gets Ibn Fadlan and early trade routes. Meanwhile, France, Scythia, and Hungary each take a general, with the last one likely being taken by Hungary as well, leaving Babylon in danger to a Hungarian attack. Both France and Hungary have started precautionary and potential attacks. Maury has placed the holy site, hoping to utilize Jesuit education to speed up his build and stack up some faith for rock bands in the late game. Hungary selected God of Craftsmen and built the Warlord's Throne for some extra production towards his units, building libraries also to stack up the science and prepare for an army to attack the generalist Babylon. Yongle's galleys have taken the choke against Spain and Aztec, but he's destined to lose in the Eastern Sea without an admiral and with less production available. Scythia has sent Magnus up north to chop out more settlers as she finally moves towards the Wonder. With volcanoes on the side being very fertile as well, this seems to be a very good settle. On turn 41, Aztec has finished his unique building. With Babylon busy defending against Hungary, Montezuma should be able to easily snatch the Colosseum. Scythia has sent horses south, preparing to take Yerevan, a good strategic location and a good holy site for a religion. Montezuma's Krakatoa city has continued to build galleys, but with neither side rushing through top territory, this battle will keep being a stalemate for now. On the Great People side, France has finally taken Hypatia, with Yongle continuing his monopoly on merchants with God of the War in hand. Hungary is using one of his generals to safeguard against a potential attack from France, while using the other one to lead an army pushing into Hammurabi's land, going full-on griefer mode. Definitely the right choice, since this spawn guarantees that he'll be real by turn 70 regardless of his choices, so better to take someone down with him as well. Yongle's brave cats have been standing the raging storm, using all he got to get info on the Spanish Navy. Turn 44, now going full crazy griefer mode, Hungary has also sent horses east, perhaps looking to reach Yongle for some more pillaging. Across the sea, Scythia has taken Yerevan, with Kupe getting a few precautionary towas. Aztec seem to have the most potential, with the Colosseum setup almost complete. All he needs now is to spam settlers on the land around him. Babylon's settlers has been forced to go a long way by the chains of cliffs along the side of the coast. The land just across from Montezuma is actually another continent, potentially gaining access to 4 more luxuries and the Yosemite. With 7 cities down already, Aztec seems significantly ahead of Yongle, and the upcoming naval battle should look very one-sided in Aztec's favor. Hungary has forced both Babylon and France to build a large army in case of attack. Turn 48, Maury's Flout Scouting lets Scythia's Griefer squad through. The farms in Kapiti will also sustain the horses, pressuring Kupe to chop the valuable trees for some more towas. Spain is sending his 5th city to the west, a bold choice with all the Babylonian coastal cities. It will be very difficult to defend this one. France's castle push is almost ready, with the intelligence agency and terracotta army finishing in just 1 turn, and around a dozen horses are waiting for the upgrades. Yongle never settled another city on the eastern coast, neither did he build a harbor, leaving Guangzhou a sitting duck for the Aztecs to hit. Hungary have conquered Hunza, preparing armies to grief around all 3 directions, but the Black Army tempo does seem to be a little slow. Murray has levied Namadal for an error score. There's very little with the warriors that he can do, since there's a 2-tile choke that Hungary can easily defend.